Data Zero, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir.
Hey, how
What's
you doing?
up?
Do you want your video on, or do you just want your voice?
It don't really matter. I might get some reverb from my feed.
Okay, well, I'm down to turn on your camera. If you turn on your camera, I mean, I can get you on the screen here with the guys.
Nah, the voice is cool, man.
All right, sounds good. All right, well, welcome to Morant's Rants. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. I just want to say thank you for coming on. I respect the fact that you actually picked up the phone this time. And these are not personal attacks ever, brother. I'm here to give you some info and vice versa. How you been? You hear me? You good?
I'm doing good, bro. What's up, man?
Okay. No, it's okay.
I just want to know.
Can you hit live on your button, though? Because if you can't hear me, if you're trying to listen like through the channel, then I won't be live.
I can hear you. It just has a lag, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You'll get rid of the lag if it's just me and you, like in the Discord side. But it's fine. AMC is actually, tearing up right now, going about 30 cents. My question to you is, then I'll start this out the most plain way I can, is why are you invested in AMC?
Why am I personally invested in AMC? I learned about AMC about 2 years ago from a friend of mine, long story short, but I did my own DD, my own research, my own due diligence, and came to the conclusion that there was possibly something going on here. Obviously, we see manipulation every day. I think we see it in both stocks, and I don't understand why you want to divide the community so much. I think we both have common enemies, and we actually need to be united in this fight.
Okay, so I respect your opinion. My problem is not with the stock market, right? Like, I'm not invested in a GameStop for a short squeeze. I'm not looking for MOAS. I'm invested in GameStop for fundamentals. And a lot of people know this. They've seen my videos, which I know you haven't, but I encourage you to watch them. There's two enemies here, and it's not what you think. So the first enemy is the facade. This is my opinion. The facade that the market is the manipulator of said stock. I think that they're actually manipulating AMC from within, and that's going to be through Mudrick Capital, through Adam Aaron, through Apollo, through the way they run their company, by doing what they've done over the past 7 years. So that's my dilemma. That's why I come out and speak out against it. Several people want to tell you that the fundamentals of this company matter, and I would tell you they absolutely don't. What I mean in the positive, right? So, like, I don't think there's anything AMC could do. I know there's nothing that AMC could do to become a positive company, like actually make money, generate a profit, and sustain it to become a profitable company. So that's where I come from, and that's where my viewpoint is.
What does that have to do with the short squeeze play, though? What does the fundamentals have to do with the short squeeze play?
So fundamentally, a short squeeze in your mindset is forcing someone to buy back their shares.
That's not my mindset. I think fundamentals matter.
Okay. You just said they don't, though. Like, why do fundamentals matter? And then you said that you think they do matter. In a short
squeeze play.
Yeah, because fundamentally, for someone to buy back a share, to tell you, hey, this company's worth X, Y, and Z, you have to have fundamentals behind it. Like, you wouldn't buy back a share and deliver a share if you know the company's going bankrupt. Period.
Fundamentally, the company is better off than it was 2 years ago.
Are you serious?
Yes, and it has a retail following and a cult following, basically, which you would call it, that would support this company to the day it dies. It's not going anywhere. I'm telling you.
Oh, the company's going to be great, I'm sure. But here's the issue. So, are you aware of the debt before 2018?
The debt is an issue. Look, the debt is an issue. I'm not saying that. The debt is an issue.
Okay.
But that doesn't have anything to do with the FTDs that are piling up. The proof that you say there's no synthetics, the FTDs scream synthetics.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you. What FTDs are you talking about?
Apple, there are many other stocks that are bought top by retail. The FTDs are astronomically higher.
Okay.
So how does that not scream synthetic shares?
2012. Do you know? Actually, I'm gonna go 2009. Okay. 2009 on the stock market.
By the way, AMC's up 3% and GME's down 3% on the day.
Yeah, I don't look at daily tickers like that. Like, I don't care of the daily tickers. I'm not invested for today. I'm going to tell you something. In 2009 is when the SEC started keeping track of FTDs individually every 2 weeks. Instead of quarterly, they did it monthly, and they did it every 2 weeks. Since that date of 2009 to now, the biggest time for FTDs on the stock market, period, was in 2010 to 2011, which was the housing financial crisis. There was up to 10 billion to 12 billion FTDs in a given 2 week period. You're currently sitting at around 1.5 to 3 billion FTDs right now. FTDs are not a problem for this market. FTDs are not a problem for this stock. If you think this
failure to deliver are not a problem.
No.
Failure to deliver the stock to the owner is not a problem.
Not at all. I can get the stock win. Let me ask you something, Data. You think I can get the stock right now? Like today, when it was at $5.36?
Yeah, because they'll sell you a fake share now.
Sure.
Today.
Sure. I'm going to sell you something like an IOU, right?
Yeah, I'll sell you an IOU.
Sure.
Hopefully that you sell it like a day trade so they don't even have to cover the position.
But are you?
What was that?
But are you?
Let's say that again, my bad.
I'm saying, but are you? Are you day trading AMC?
No, I'm saying that's what the market makers want. They want you to buy this.
Listen.
I'm not personally day trading.
No. I know you're not. I know nobody is. You're making the point for me. They know everyone's diamond handing, right? No one's selling.
No, day traders participate in these large runs.
They can literally just give it to you, right? And then they'll go ahead and deliver it when a week later at a different price at $4.50. I'm going to tell you it's going to hit $4.50 right now. This stock's going to come all the way down within the week to $4.50. You think I'm crazy?
I don't think that 450 is out of the question, but that
you just bragged that it's going to that it's up 3%. It's going to $5.99.
I shouldn't have said that.
Okay, I'm trying to help you out.
I shouldn't have bragged like that. But what I'm trying to say is a low doesn't scare me. In fact, we'll probably see a all-time low before we see the rip.
Well, you won't see a rip. How high do you think it'll rip? What's a rip?
So if you think, hold on, are you in the play for MOAS for GME?
No. I just said that. I'm in it for fundamentals.
As a fundamental investor.
That's it.
So when I messaged you on Twitter, why don't you say that? Say, hey, I'm in this for fundamentals.
You claim to know who I am.
I'm critical on the fundamentals of AMC.
You claim to know who I am. You've judged me off of one video.
And look at your chat and toxic.
This.
All this,
I haven't read it.
This hate that you spread.
I don't have it on there.
You have all these people that just want to hate, and you're having all of these negative.
I haven't read it one bit. I don't control people.
But that's the kind of community that you're growing.
I don't control people.
And hateful, spiteful, angry community. Look how they're all just fucking bashing me on here.
I don't know what they're saying about you. I'm giving you the utmost respect right now, you and me. I'm looking at the camera. I'm talking to you. I'm not distracted by anyone but you and my words and your words.
All right, that's fine. I'm just saying you should think about the type of people that you have following you.
The bystanders that are hearing,
inspiring them to be better people.
I have nothing to do with them right now, but we're going to talk.
That has nothing to do with that. We're talking about AMC and GME.
That's it. Let me tell you something, Data. Okay. If we're talking about a play and you're talking about you're in it for a short squeeze, you have to have fundamentals behind it, because distressed investing, distressed securities.
The fundamentals are the shorts.
No, listen, please.
All right, I'll listen.
Distressed securities. I want you to just Google that term, okay? And it's on their Investopedia for you and you can read it, but you're going to see that Mudrick Capital is a distressed credit investor. They prey on the weak. There's a company called Thrive. There's a company called HYMC. There's a company called AMC. They come into these companies that have an unsurmountable amount of credit debt that they can't overcome. There's no such thing. There is no way, because credit was free for 9 years.
I just need to clarify what kind of company is Mudrick Capital.
Mudrick Capital is a short investment hedge fund. Okay. But they use the term, instead of saying short, they use the term distressed security investor, distressed credit investor. Google that and you'll see who comes up. There's going to be like a long list of distressed credit investors, right? And what they do is they look for companies that are in their vulnerable spot, like in a weak spot. When there's a downturn on the economy, yes. When there's a pandemic, like there was, or when the industry has changed, like it has.
Then they pile on shorts, which would create a what? short squeeze if there was buying pressure.
But you can't go the other way, and I'm going to tell you why. The only way you can go the other way, and the only time you can ever really have a short squeeze as you want, or a MOAS, is when fundamentally the company runs better on the balance sheet than what they deem is real. That means they made a wrong calculation, right?
So you think that if GME runs, say GME MOAS,
I don't want you to talk about GameStop.
Or you don't believe that?
I'm not talking about GameStop. I'm talking about AMC. But I'm going to let you talk about GameStop. No, go ahead.
They will run together. You will see on the chart. They will run together like they always have.
So I'm going to tell you that too. They don't run together. I think I proved that in a couple of videos just a little while ago.
You know what? I am far more better at technical analysis than you. I assure you, especially you being a fundamental investor. I assure you, I'm far better at technical analysis than you.
You called the bottom at 516 today
they will
on your
run
video.
The same.
You called your bottom at 516, saying it's going to go up. So I'm gonna watch your fundamentals for the next.
Up from the short term point.
I'm gonna what short term
from a falling wedge.
Is 5 days short term? I'm asking because 7 days. Okay, you're a TNA guy, right? TA guy. So 7 days, the last 7 trading days, it's gone from 725 down to 516. It's lost over $1 billion in market cap in 7 days. Like, I know more about AMC fundamentals than you want to know, but as far as TA goes, I'm going to tell you there's a thing called DR, diminishing returns. Okay? This is what happens in a pump and dump scenario.
I know what diminishing returns are.
Great.
Go ahead.
So then you're going to understand how AMC mimics movement on the daily ticker, but falls apart on the actual ticker, right? On the long-term ticks. So when you're looking at the daily chart for GameStop and AMC, they've widened their gap. GameStop, for example, this year, calendar year, has lost 22%, while AMC has lost 67%. There's a big difference when they're running neck and neck. If I wanted them, and I want you to understand this part because I pray you do, if I wanted them to move the same, I would make them move the same. So that individuals like yourself and everyone else out here in AMC land can say the same argument you just said, the FTDs, and they move the same. When one rips, the other one rips. It's because one is hedged against the other. So when GameStop goes up, you better hope and pray that your hedge over here that they've set up from said date, I've already done this too, explain the dates, but when AMC ripped in June, it's because GameStop ripped. Now, what happened to AMC in March? March of 2021, when GameStop ripped all the way to 347, what happened to AMC? Absolutely nothing. Nothing. Do you know why? Because it wasn't set up yet. The algos weren't tied in yet. And that's when they started doing Adam Aaron, get back onto Twitter. He finally tweeted, and he finally went in, and he went over to Trey's channel, and he did an interview. They pushed everything out in front of you. He sold shares to Mudrick right before. Like, they're saying this dilution elevates the price. It's not that. They know exactly what they need to do to hedge against GameStop. So, what GameStop does fundamentally, when the earnings come out and they show profits and they show that their SG&A is down 14% versus the 4% loss in sales, how they're doing it in this economic downturn, how they're doing it with these increases on inflation, and consumer price index is high as hell, but yet the confidence in the investor, you want to talk about diamond-handed investing? AMC's volume today is 25 million shares.
But why do you care so much if you don't own AMC?
Because I did own it.
You fail to realize that I own both stocks. Like,
I don't fail to realize that. A lot of people do.
Either way, I own both stocks. I own many other stocks in my portfolio. Like, you have it like I have one side invested.
That's not what I'm saying to you. The fact that you are invested on one side negates the other. That's what I'm telling you. It's almost.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that from the research I've done. And you know what? Conviction matters in the stock market.
Absolutely.
And I believe the research that I have done, the things that I have seen, I respect that you came here and actually talked to me intelligently, because I thought you were just going to reduce yourself to insults like your community does.
Never.
I respect that you were able to talk to me and actually hold a conversation. So that has, raised my respect for you.
Thank you, Dad.
Obviously you're not stupid, but
well, we know
I have my own due diligence, dude. And you guys can call it delusional if you'd like.
Nope.
But this is my belief. And I believe that AMC will run and GME will run. They will see a short squeeze. The short squeeze was not back in January 2021.
Okay, and here's what I want to take, because I want to help you there, okay? I do believe that if they were going to squeeze, it would work that way in the way people think, right? But what I also believe, and what I have been preaching from the beginning, is...
So you believe if there was a squeeze, they'd run together, yes or no?
They would have to run together like they did in June, right? Because one offsets the other. But I also think that they break away at some point. And what I will tell you is this, is you're going to run out of time. So the time factor is my issue. See, I think GameStop has an infinite amount of growth within it. And over time, by 2024, when they're in the S&P 500, and it gets announced and forced buy-ins because they're part of every mutual fund and in any type of fund, like they're going to be in everything, right? Everything that trades based off of the S&P 500, they'll be in every index fund, every ETF you can think of. They're going to be a part of something like that. You're going to see
you know what? I agree with that. And that's why I always tell my investors to not only buy AMC, to make sure that you own GME and at least in equal parts, because I'm not saying that Adam Aaron has been the best CEO. Ryan Cohen has definitely done things for the company that are more beneficial.
Right. Well, I wouldn't know because they don't get announced, and it's not like that. That's not why I'm there. Like I read fundamentals. Like I read the trends. I come from the world of retail. I'm regional retail. Like I'm really big on this stuff. So like when I tell you these trends, or if you ever watch the videos, like I really have educational videos for you. I know you probably watch like a satire video, like one where I'm making fun or I'm having a good time. That's just unfortunate. That's the first video you saw.
I just don't understand why you have to do that, dude.
No,
I don't understand why you...
I'll explain. So
you're trying to help people that don't want help.
No, you think that. You think that because it's the people that you're surrounded with. But yet every guy who's ever messaged me and said, Marantz, that video really caught my attention. Thank you for the insight.
Because a lot of those people do live in echo chambers and they're not listening to the other side. But that's not something I did. I always make sure I double check my research. And I'm still steadfast in the belief that AMC can squeeze off of synthetics, even though you guys say they're not real, but that's a much harder thing to prove. And I believe that AMC has more synthetics than GME.
Okay. Well, let me tell you something.
Fundamentally, yes, GME is in a much
but it's not.
place.
It's not. I'm not comparing the two. Like I don't want to do that. Like I know everyone wants to come in and be like, "Oh, Marantz, I know you're a GameStop guy. Let's compare the two." That's not what I'm doing. I want you to understand my argument based off the merit of what it is. I feel
that's what it comes off to when if
you don't watch the show, then yes. But if you do like your due diligence, like you claim, like on the stocks, then you can go and do the due diligence on me as well. But I don't make it about me. I want to make it about your investment, about not just you, Dad. I'm talking about like everyone out here, everyone that has AMC, that's been in these conversations on Twitter Spaces calls with me, and or doing interviews with the Ape Father and everyone else that I've ever talked to, Tony De Niro, Massalorian. I have these respectful conversations, but it's unpenetrable to this point. You're running out of time. You're running out of time because the fundamentals of AMC will cause it to bankrupt. There's a thing in distressed
We're not going to go bankrupt at least for another 2 years.
But you're not listening.
That's if he does nothing.
No, but you're not listening.
He has enough cash.
He doesn't have enough cash. That's the misconception. He does not have enough cash. Okay? I'm going to explain it to you for distressed investing. Distressed investing, the way they put pressure on you is through covenants. Every loan from 2010 to 2011, whatever it was, all the way to 2019 were Covey Light. They had little to no covenants whatsoever. These are heavy covenant loans. That means you have to have $150 million cash on hand before you could do anything. So cash on hand for AMC today is $900 million. They're going to announce whatever it is in a little bit. Remember, deduct $150 million from that number. So now you're looking at $600 million to operate off of. What was the cash burn the first 6 months of this year? Even with the best movies in the world in there. Top Gun, Doctor Strange, Minions, Jurassic Park.
Q4 has much better movies coming out.
Q4 has 2 movies.
It has Avatar and Black Panther. Come on, let's be serious now.
Let's be serious.
Avatar and Black Panther. I don't know if you're a big movie guy, but Avatar was one of the top grossing movies of all time. I don't know. I'm just letting you know facts.
Dad, I've been around for a long time, and I do a lot of homework. I'm culturally savvy. I know everything you're about to tell me. Listen to me clearly. If you ever want to mimic the numbers of 2018 and 2019, years of which AMC actually had $4.6 billion of debt already on the books and lost $120 million, lost $118 million. If you want to mimic those numbers, just even get in the ballpark, Avatar and Wakanda Forever have to do $5 billion at the box office in a 3-month period. It is it's not able. It's not even imaginable. It's not even possible to even mimic the same number. Like, I don't think anyone's done the homework that we're doing, as in to tell you foot traffic's down 80% over the last decade. Like, people are not telling you this because you're looking at dollars. When people report dollars like Adam Aaron does and doesn't report units, that's when inflation eats you away. So you're running out of time to say that you have the cash on hand, which you don't. Okay? If you had cash on hand, you don't invent ape. I'm just telling you, if you're a profitable company, you don't dilute the company. As insiders, know the goodwill. I want you to look at the goodwill number too. Okay? Goodwill number is going to come under.
I just want to interrupt. I would argue ape is not necessary. It is to raise capital for the company, but I would argue that it is not the only reason for ape. But go ahead.
No, that's fine. Ape is a vehicle to drive equity out of your stock, which it did. And by doing so, BlackRock...
Just like the GME stock split?
No, not at all. You didn't lose a single dollar. What did you lose? Like, no investor lost... I'm going to give you this example, okay? If I want to go buy an AMC share today, what does it cost me? $5.49 right now, $5.50. But I don't get ape. I don't. My stock is now held hostage by whatever decision Adam Aaron does with ape, whether he makes it for more votes or not. So how do you get new investors into AMC right now? You can't. At this dollar price, you can't. They couldn't sell them at $2 and $3 in December of 2022. They only found Mudrick to buy them. So AMC shares people can't buy because they're held hostage by ape. This is the handcuffs. I need you to see the bigger picture. If I'm an investor on Wall Street, I'm just going to go, okay, well, I'll wait till it's pennies on the dollar until you file for bankruptcy. If I'm private equity on the sideline, knowing AMC is a good company, AMC has great investors. I'm still
not understanding, though, your motivation for doing this. Like, you're saying you're trying to help people. That doesn't make any sense.
How is it not? I'm educating you. I've had plenty of people who sold their shares and saved money. I have plenty of people who know exactly what I'm talking about. Private equity is on the bench right now.
But you just said they both will run together.
Yeah, for now. But
so what does it matter?
Because they're not going to run today.
I think the most is going to happen before 2 years.
Okay, well...
And I would argue that you are not just invested in GME as a fundamental play, but you are obviously looking at it as a short squeeze play as well. That's ridiculous.
Okay. You've never watched one episode of mine. You don't know me. You don't know the man I am. You don't know the heart I have.
I don't. You're right.
I was built for this. Right. I know more about GameStop than most humans. I know what it can be. I know what I see. I know what I envision. But at least I have a plan. There is nothing on the other end of that. Your short squeeze thesis is gone. And I've said it respectfully to everyone.
Because the shorts have what? Covered?
They cover every day. They cover every week.
Oh, okay. So that's why the short interest is increasing as of today. If we look at Ortex or look at Fintel.
You're going to go off of Ortex and Fintel data? Is that what we're going to do? Okay.
So I'm going to go off Fintel, especially. Sure. Ortex's reported data that's not necessarily verified, but Correct. I'll go off Fintel, especially.
Correct. So let me explain this to you on shorts and how it works. There's new ones every day. There's new people getting in and out of the stock every day. And the new ones that come in and the ones that leave, I
guess that's why utilization is stuck at 100%.
Utilization is going to stay at 100%. You have new people coming in and out of the stock every day because they know you're holding it.
Like, I just don't understand why you have to cause this divide, dude. Like, we are fighting against the same people. That is the basis of this whole conversation. We are not fighting
against the same people.
We are.
No, we're not. I'm going to explain to you. I'm not fighting against anybody.
Then what does the GME, enlighten me, what does the GME movement actually stand for? What are you guys trying to market corruption? Do you guys have any type of
It's called I'm going to tell you right now, okay? I got two things for you. One, it's value investing. And two, I like the stock. That's it.
Nice.
Hey, Dada, I do this for a living, man. I'm a full-time YouTuber, and I do retail all damn day at a high level for corporate. So when I understand businesses and I understand how they're run, that's what we do. Now I'm looking at your investment, and I looked at the balance sheet, and I looked at everything. Remember, I've called out Adam Aaron, all of his moves the whole way. I know everything he's going to do. I know how he's going to do it. And I'm telling you, the value for your investment is about to plummet. And it's going to keep doing that because movies don't make this company run. I'm going to tell you something. You haven't figured this part out because you're not looking at it from the broad scope. But if you run a radio station, right, and Drake has the number one song in the country, and you know it's going to be fire, it's dropping tomorrow. You're like, nah, Kendrick's got a song coming out. He's got a whole album he's dropping. Yo, these is going to be the best. Kanye's dropping a whole new album. He's got this shit coming. We got the Migos greatest album hits coming. Everybody wants to hear all these songs on the radio, right? You think the whole world cares about what songs are coming on the radio? If that radio station doesn't have advertisers, if that radio station executives are overpaid, if that radio station... Are you
comparing AMC theaters to a radio station?
I'm saying they have the same business model. They rely on movies to produce profits for them, but the profits for them don't matter when it's run wrong. Cinemark Movie Theater has $675 million cash on hand. They operate in the same environment in this economy. Their insiders bought shares during 2020. They didn't dilute a single share of their property, of anything. They invested in themselves, and they're a profitable company, and they're surviving well. They're not going to file for bankruptcy anytime soon. They're not Covey heavy. There's nobody holding their foot against the fire. That company will survive. They'll be great. That's where you watch a movie. AMC is not run right. They bought out $2 billion of dead movie theaters, and those movie theaters are under lease on non-cancelable loans. You can't even cancel them. Up to 15 to 25 year leases. This is why AMC can't cut their footprint. That's why they can't cut their losses. This is why their interest that they pay each quarter is over $100 million. I'm telling you the balance sheet of what's going to drag your short thesis to the ground. This is why people are shorting this stock. This is why people are attacking this stock. There's nothing he can do. He does spaghetti.
I guess only time's going to tell, man.
Time's going to tell you what. Time's going to tell you what.
Who was right? Who was right in this conversation? Right. But I guarantee you, either way, I'm going to be there.
I know you're going to be there. Stocks. You're one of those. You want to see it, right? You know what it tells me, Dad, and this is nothing personal. A lot of people do this.
I own both stocks.
It's not about GameStop.
Right now. You got a ton of money off shorting the market at the top, dude.
Sure. That's what you're doing now. You're shorting the market at the top?
This is not my only play.
Okay. You're a trader now. This is what it is. What I want to know is why every time I talk to somebody about AMC, like what's really happening there. Spaghetti. Do you know what spaghetti is? It's where you put spaghetti on a plate, right? And then you throw it up against a wall. And then you want to see what sticks. That's your plan on running a business. First, it's popcorn. Then it's lemonade stands. Then it's NFTs. Then it's partnerships. Then it's Zoom phone calls. Then it's sporting events. It's everything but what you really do. It's everything but movies. Because movies don't make money. That's the problem. And this company can't make money. They're being sued by 6 of their investors, 6 different lawsuits over the last 4 years, all for the same reason. They've invested their money wrong. They've run their company wrong. But everyone's investing money in it. You can be the best day trader, TA guy you want to read. Go read a chart. P&L, profit and losses. Nothing personal against you, Dada. I'm happy you came through. Maybe you got some info from it. Maybe you didn't. But the argument is still the same. Why do I do it, right? Why do I give out this information for free?
Why are you doing this?
I'm going to tell
explain,
you.
Please.
I love this because you had this question. I can't give you a simple answer like you asked for. I am a man of merit. I'm a humble American. I've served my country. I'm a proud father of 5. I do the best I can for my brothers and sisters. When I see something wrong happening, I call it out. I saw this happening. I saw YouTubers manipulating people I saw the information getting skewed. I saw it being delivered wrong. And I pushed record on the camera and I got out here. And I've built up my following organically. Everybody has come brick by brick.
Yeah, from building a toxic community that hates your comments this whole time have nothing.
Do you know what's happened to my community,
dude?
Do you know what's happened to my community?
Nothing but AMC haters, bro.
Yeah. Do you know what's happened to my community?
You guys are just an echo chamber, just talking to yourselves over and over and over again, just agreeing with yourselves in a small little echo chamber on the corner of the internet, dude.
I'm talking to you, Dada. I mean, you're not my first AMC guy.
I thought maybe you did this for clout or clicks. You seem obviously a little bit more intelligent than I thought you were at first. You were able to hold an actual conversation, but I still don't understand why you're trying to preach to people that don't care, dude. We did our own research. You have to let people do their own investments. This is America. You're allowed to do what you want with your money.
Hey, you live in America, right?
Fight for free and for your moral high ground of trying to say you're fighting disinformation or whatever, like the Democrats do, whatever, and censor people, whatever the hell you're doing. But
I don't do the cancel culture.
Nobody cares, man.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Hey, Dad, let me tell you something. You're on a rowboat and water's coming in and you're gonna drown. And a boat cruises by, right? And you say, "Nah, I'm good. God's gonna save me." Then another boat comes by and says, "Hey, you need some help?" You say, "No, I'm good. God's going to save me." And then a helicopter comes over and says, "Man, I'm going to get you out of here." And you say, "No, God's going to save me." And then when you get to heaven because you drowned, you go to God and you say, "Why didn't you save me?" And he says, "I sent you 2 boats and a helicopter." I'm 2 boats and a helicopter.
Nice analogy, bro. Nice.
Now you know why I do it, and I do it for a living. GameStop, can't stop, won't stop. GameStop. I'm gonna see you around, Dada. I'll see you around, brother. I got to get going.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you talking to me, man.
One love. You're invited back anytime. I
still don't get it.
No, I know. Listen to me. And I say this. I say this with all the respect in the world. You're invited back anytime. Hit me up. DM me. I'll bring you in, even on your good days, on your bad days. I'm gonna pick you up off the ground. I love you, brother. Good luck.
Much love, man. Peace.
1.